Hey everybody, it's Kaidos here, bringing you episode 1 of my Kingdom Hearts walkthrough or Let's Play or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And I couldn't really decide if I wanted to do a Let's Play or a review of this game, so I thought I'd kind of do a walkthrough but kind of start things off with a quick little mini review, so I'm going to be doing that now. Oh, listen to that music. Isn't it beautiful? It's so calming. Anyway. I've had a lot of gamers tell me that Kingdom Hearts is one of the greatest games of all time, but I never actually got around to playing it, and honestly, the thought of mixing Final Fantasy with Disney weirded me out a bit because it was such a bizarre combination of franchises, so I never really touched it after that. So I was walking around the shops after school about a week ago, and I found it in a store for about $3, so I thought I'd may as well buy it and give it a play. So do I agree that this is one of the greatest games of all time? No, I do not. I think it's a very, very fantastic game, but it's very far from perfect. I love the voice acting of the Disney characters since they're nearly perfectly emulated from the movies they came from, but the voice acting from the Squaresoft characters feels a little bit unemotional, which I guess is actually pretty normal for Squaresoft characters. The story is a little bit off too. I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't, if you know what I mean. Most of the time you're thrown into the middle of stories from several different Disney movies, which I guess is pretty cool, but the story as a whole seems a little bit senseless and a little bit thrown together at the last minute. It feels a little bit all over the place sometimes, but still very good. All over the story is still very enjoyable. It's really cool seeing Final Fantasy style characters interacting with our favorite Disney characters, and even though it seems a little bit like a bizarre blend of franchises, it still works very well. I love the animations from the Disney characters. They seem very real and believable, and the character models are very advanced for the time that this game was made. A lot of the different worlds also look really nice, but others like Wonderland, which is the place from Alice in Wonderland, feels like the designers just got a bit lazy with that world, and a couple of other worlds as well, which I'll point out the flaws when I get there through this walkthrough. As I said, the voice acting is mostly very good, and the music is good too, but sometimes the music in some of the stages gets a tad repetitive, especially when you're going to those places a lot if you're like staying at those places for long periods of time to grind or do puzzle solving stuff. So the music starts to get on your nerves a bit, but it's still very good. The gameplay is made out of a few different elements, which is mainly RPG, but there are other things thrown into the mechanics that feel a bit off, like for instance, the platforming feels very awkward. There are several camera issues, which is annoying when you're trying to jump from platform to platform. And the jump itself feels very unresponsive and floaty, and it doesn't really improve until later in the game when you unlock better platforming abilities. There is also like a Star Fox style space shooting game which you're required to play, which I'll get into when we're there, which is basically because I'm running out of time here. But in short, I don't really like it. The RPG gameplay itself feels kind of carried over from the typical Final Fantasy style RPG, but it plays completely in real time and it's been simplified dramatically to suit a younger audience. Think of it as like a beat 'em up, but with full RPG elements. So overall this game isn't perfect, but I will admit that it has really good charm, which was enough to keep me playing, and it was enough to make me really enjoy the game. It feels like it's aimed at a younger audience, unlike the Final Fantasy games. Getting rid of the overcomplicated RPG systems and replacing them with an easy to understand system, which I am completely okay with. I'm aware that Kingdom Hearts 2 is a lot better than the first game, and I haven't actually played it yet, but I will be playing that game very soon. And I would like to say that Final Fantasy X is still my favorite RPG on the PS2 so far, but this game still comes very close. Overall, I think it's a fantastic game, and I think I'm really going to have fun making this walkthrough Let's Play kind of thing. So let's get it started. Alrighty, let's start a new game. We're going to be playing on Expert, because we're experts, and we are going to be playing with that vibration setting on. Oh yeah. Never mind me.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
Alright, you guys are gonna have to forgive me because I have to cut out this song from the video because of copyright issues. But I fucking love this song. It's so great. I'll probably link you in the description if you want to listen to it. So, sorry I had to cut that out. This is Sora, the main character of the game. He lives with his best friends, Kairi and Riku. That's Riku, who he's kind of seeing chilling in the water there. And they live on the Destiny Islands, which is basically surrounded by vast oceans and seas. And what they want to do is they want to move away from the islands because they want to see other places and other worlds. And Sora's kind of having a drug trip dream here. I don't know why. Maybe he probably just like snorted a whole lot of coke and that's where our story begins. So Kairi, who is like the girl, she moved to the islands a bit later on, and Riku and Sora kind of compete for a companionship, which is like their rivalry kind of thing. That's Kairi there. Funnily enough, you don't actually ever see their parents, but it's hinted that they are there, living with them. Also, Waka and Tidus are there, but they're like kids for some reason, and some other chick, which are probably from some other Final Fantasy game I've never played. Uh, so that kind of means that this game is completely non-canon to the Final Fantasy games and the Disney films and stuff like that, which is cool, I guess. But it's just kind of weird seeing all the Final Fantasy characters all in the one game, and it's just kind of normal. They're just there. It's not explained how they got there, and like for instance, Tidus and Waka are like 16 and they're just like friends on this island, and it's like, wait, what? That if you played Final Fantasy X, that is not how things are. um you won't actually see the Disney characters for a couple of episodes, but they are there. Here we can see Snow White, who is Sora's in this weird dream, and he's seeing all the Disney princesses for some reason. Yeah. These aren't the actual graphics of the game. This is just like a pre-rendered cutscene. Oh, look at that Snow White. I love the Snow White movie. It's so not politically correct, but it's so good. Most Disney movies are. So much to do, so little time. Take your time. Don't be afraid. The door is still shut. Now step forward. Can you do it? Yes. Yes, yes, I can do it. Yes. Very nice. Power sleeps within you. If you give it form, it will give you strength. Alright, so what this bit is here is, this kind of decides how your character will develop in terms of his abilities and stuff throughout the game. Kind of like your nature in Pokemon, if you want to put it that way. The power of the Guardian, kindness to aid friends, a shield to repel all. Is this the power you seek? So for example, if I choose the shield, I'll get like a lot of like dodge and block abilities earlier on in the game, if you know what I mean. And if I choose the sword, I'll get lots of sword techniques earlier in the game. The power of the warrior, invincible courage, a sword, that's something, I missed that. Is this the power you seek? Yes! Alright, so I've chosen the sword, meaning I'll get like bigger sword combos and stuff earlier in the game. Now what you have to do is choose one to exchange. So, for instance, if I want to get rid of the scepter here, the power of the mystic, inner strength, a staff to wander and ruin. Oh, sorry. You give up this power. So I give up the staff, which means I'll be getting magic techniques and stuff later in the game. You've given up the power of the mystic. Yes, we have. Is this the form you choose? Oh shit, what have you done, Sora, you klutz? Standing on Snow White's legs. Legsicles. What? Legsicles? I don't want to know what they are. Alright, here's the next princess. I'm not sure if I think she's like Cinderella or something. I'm pretty sure yeah, she is Cinderella. I don't remember her having blonde hair in the Cinderella movie though. Unless I could be very wrong, which I probably am. No, Sleeping Beauty had blonde hair. You've gained the power to fight. Press X to attack. Well, press X. There we go. Alright, you've got it. Use this power to protect yourself and others. The Green Gorge displays your hit points, HP or health. If you run out of HP, you'll be taken to the continue screen. The Blue Gorge shows your magic points, MP. Magic is still a mystery to you. Sorry, I had to cut the recording there because my sister interrupted. There will be times you have to fight. Keep your light burning strong. Alright, these are the Heartless, which are like the main common enemies of the game. There are lots of different variations on them, but those ones are kind of like the ones you'll be seeing the most. They're like the pawn versions, like the lower class versions of the Heartless. So basically the more monsters you kill, the more experience you get, and you'll start leveling up, and they'll drop things like those green balls, which are like little bits of health, and they also drop things like items and magic there as well. Behind you! Generally, you'll automatically target the near. Yeah, this is the targeting system, which does have its flaws, mainly with the camera, but I'll get into that a bit later. Basically, if you are targeting an enemy, you'll be focusing mainly on that enemy, and there are benefits to not targeting and targeting. Like not targeting, you'll be able to hit more enemies, and I think the attacks are a bit stronger too. But if you target on an enemy, you'll focus just on that enemy, and you'll be able to kind of look out where they're going and stuff. Which I could be wrong there, but that's like the benefits of not targeting and the benefits of targeting. You'll be mainly just targeting during boss fights though, to be completely honest. Oh shit, we're drowning. Fuck. I can't swim in darkness. Yeah, sorry, my sister interrupted before, and she's like, where's the Pepsi? Because I've got a bottle of Pepsi here, and I'm like, it's my Pepsi, I bought it, so I'm drinking it. She's like, oh, you never share. Even though, like, I'll buy something and put it in the fridge, and she'll just eat it. Like, yeah, I never share. Of course I never share. God. Ooh, that's creepy. What princess are we on? I didn't see. I think it's Cinderella or something, is it? I could be wrong. So, just like attacking, you can also examine things. I can't open it. Well, you didn't even try, man. You didn't even put your hands on it. Like, how do you know you can't open it unless you haven't tried? That's not the attitude you have in life, young man. Chests are the same things. You, instead of clicking examine, you click open, and he just taps it like a fucking pro, and it just opens like that. You can push large crates. This is where platforming stuff kind of gets into it. Like, you push crates around, and you'll be able to get up to higher places. You don't really need to do that much, especially when you unlock the super jump and stuff like that. You won't be needing to push crates around and stuff that often. Excuse me. That was gross. You can also smash them. Yay! And breaking things will have items in it and stuff too, not just enemies. Alright, we got a potion there. That'll come in handy for... Oh, I don't know. Potions cure an abnormal amount of health in this game for some reason. I don't know why. These are barrels, which don't cause... They're not there for any purpose except for breaking to see if items are in them. What was I going to say? I've completely forgotten what I was going to talk about. Come on, Sora, move. I think I was, Mum came in and yelled at me to turn the TV down, so I had to put the remote... I was like frantically looking for the remote there, that's why I stopped. Oh, it burns. It's like when I've been trapped in my room for 8 hours straight, and I go outside to check for mail. That's what my life is like. Just constantly living in darkness. Until I have to go outside. Alright, we're actually outside. Hold on, the door won't open just yet. Okay, maybe not. First, tell me more about yourself. I don't know who this narrator is, or who's speaking right now. I don't know, I have no idea. This is telling us about the first person view here, which you never use. I'm not even using it right now. You never have to go into first person. I've never had a need to do it, unless there's a item that I'm trying to look for and I can't really find it. What is most important to you? Alright, this here. Your answers here will depend on how you level throughout the game. For instance, I'm choosing all the middle ones because for the sake of the let's play or the walkthrough, that means I'll just be leveling at a steady kind of average pace. But say you choose the first one for every answer, you'll be leveling up, say, easier. Oh, is it easier towards the start, or I don't know. It's very complicated. But basically, it kind of decides the difficulty, and it's very, very complicated. But I'm just going to be choosing the middle ones to keep a steady pace throughout the game. I could send you a link on how all that works, but there's like a big amount of maths that goes into it and stuff. So we want friendship, we want to broaden our horizons, and we're afraid of being different, which means your adventure begins at midday. Keep a steady pace and you'll come through fine. So that sounds very straightforward. The day you'll open the door is both far off and very near. Yes, we'll be doing, say if I chose like the third answer for every question, the start of the game will be very hard to level up, and the enemies will be very tough, but it'll get easier as I get through the game. That's kind of how that works, and vice versa if I choose other things. I think this is this Cinderella? No, this is Sleeping Beauty, isn't it? I think it is. I think it's Sleeping Beauty. I could be very wrong. That's just telling us about the menu screen and our inventory and stuff like that. Oh god, there's more of these things. Oh god, there's lots of them. Don't worry, they're not actually that... If you have a large amount of enemies, they're not actually that hard to take on if you don't target. So, for instance, right here I'm hitting like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and that's going to make it easier for me to take out large amounts of enemies. So don't be that worried if there are a lot of enemies around. It's not that hard. It's more about how strong the enemies are, not how many of them there are. What that is there, that's just a save point. So I suggest if you're doing expert mode, save a lot. I mean, I don't know if in normal mode you can just continue from where you die, but I don't know if you can do that in expert mode. I could be wrong. I've never played expert mode yet. As I said, I've only owned this game for a week, but I've already actually beaten it myself, and I already know a lot about the game already, because I've kind of been a bit obsessed with it. Like, I've got like an addiction. Ooh, that's pretty. Alright, so we're going to end the episode off there. Just going to save real quick. I'm really excited to see where this goes, and if you guys like it or not. As I said in my Mario LP, this one is going to be more informative, you know, more like a walkthrough kind of thing. And if you guys want more, I'll make more. And I love this game, and I love you guys, and I will see you in episode 2, so I'll catch you sexy motherfuckers next time. Love you! Bye!